Yes, good afternoon. It's Suzette Speaks live on your radio. I have so much I have to talk about with so very little time. I'm going to ask you to pull up a chair, relax, enjoy, come and listen in. We are live here on radio 94.3 FM Miami. What's up? 102.1 FM Fort Lauderdale. Of course, you can also listen to us on the Voice of the Caribbean.com or our app. You can go to the App Store and download the app. So it's important that you stay informed about what's going on. Of course, I am your midday, 1 o'clock hostess from 1 to 2 p.m. Thursdays and Fridays. I love to come and bring you headline news, what's trending, and of course, news you can use. There's some things I want to just literally bullet out so that we have time to get to them. I also want to bring to you what's happening live. Of course, this is a live show. Again, Thursdays and Fridays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. But what I'm reading online and watching the monitors here in the studio here at Voice of the Caribbean is that the Trump-Zelensky press conference has been officially canceled. Apparently, I have not been able to listen because I'm on the air live with you. What's going on between Donald Trump and President Zelensky of Ukraine. But finally, President Zelensky was invited to the White House and has been doing a face-to-face with Donald Trump alongside J.D. Vance, the vice president. And it looks like they were sparring. Those are the words used by the ABC News Live lower third that I'm here watching on the TV. And I also wanted to talk about some of the headlines coming directly out of Florida. Of course, we can focus on what's going on in D.C. because it does impact our lives. I want to talk about this black period. As I was saying before we went to the break, you are in fact the economy. So when you don't spend money, corporations lose profits and corporations are no longer in the mode of growing, right? So when they keep talking about the economy is growing, that's because you who are earning your money is spending your money, right? In whatever fashion you choose, whether you're going to do it in trips and vacation. I was just reading an article last night, as I always am, after my event. And again, if you came out to the Suzette Speaks Presents Politicking, a networking social for professionals yesterday, big up yourself. It was a huge success. Once again, shout out to all the co-hosts. But today, it's all about the JIMA Music Awards, right? Jamaica International Music Awards, where I will be co-hosting alongside TC Flex at the Chateau Mar Golf Resort. Big up all our sponsors. Actually, I need to pull up the sponsor list just to shout out the sponsors, including us, the Voice of the Caribbean, Caribbean Airlines, the official airline of JIMA, Top Up Flow, Hinkson Immigration Law Firm, Chateau Mar Golf Resort, Kikoon Restaurant and Lounge, of course, All-Star Jerk, Flex TV, the City of Lauderhill, the Barrett Group, AR1 Realty and Mortgages, Commercial Kings, Grace Foods, Duke and Dame, Alcohol, only the best printing, they misspelled that, Vintage Flowers and Events, Caribbean National Weekly, Flow Jam Legal, M&J, United Auto, and of course On Ice. Thank you again to all the sponsors. Thank you to everyone who already has their ticket. If you do not have your ticket, this is the time. We only have a few left. So go to jimaawards.com, or you also can search it on Eventbrite. Did you know, I want to pivot from what's going on in the White House. It looks like Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is now departing the White House. Trump says he is not ready for peace. This is what I'm reading right now, breaking news on ABC News Live. We're watching it on the monitors here. We're going to keep you updated. I don't think Trump is referring to himself. It would imply, and again, I'm not listening to it live. I'm watching it here on the monitors. We're keeping track of what the headline news are for the day. So we want to make sure you know as it is happening. The other thing I wanted to talk about is something specific to Florida. Do you know that there are Florida cities that are currently taking fluoride out of the water system? The latest city to vote to remove fluoride from their water system, the city provided water, is Melbourne. That's up the coast a bit. Melbourne, Florida is the latest city to end water fluoridation. Listen to the other cities who's already done it. This is when I was reading it last night. I said, I got to tell the people, I hope I don't bring this foolishness down here. They have done it in Tavares, Florida. Naples, Florida is no longer adding fluoride to their city-provided water. Palm Bay is no longer providing fluoride to its residents through its city-managed water. Any of the water coming from the city no longer has fluoride. Again, other cities now considering removing fluoride in the state of Florida include Winter Haven, Lakeland, Clearwater, Pinellas County. That's around Tampa. Pinellas is a huge county. Also Manatee County. Think about this, folks. People are going to have a whole bunch of rotten teeth. Let me tell you again, there are cities already in the state of Florida following the recommendation. My goodness, let me open it. Let me just read the list. The Melbourne City Council has now voted to remove fluoride from its water system. Listen what I'm telling you. When it's a trend, it's a trend. Melbourne is the latest city to end fluoridation, following Tavares, Florida, Naples. Think about how many people live in these places, Naples and Palm Bay. And there are several cities beginning to weigh the effects of fluoride and may also join in this movement. Oh, I hate to call it a movement. After the state surgeon general recommended against the practice this past November. This is why elected people matter. Think about this. Other cities considering it. Once again, Winter Haven, Lakeland, Clearwater, Florida, Pinellas County, and Manatee County. It is so eye-opening. I'm reading according to FloridaToday.com. How do I know if my city has fluoride in Florida? Cities that do not fluoridate, they have a list there. In November, Florida Surgeon General Dr. Joseph Ladapo made an announcement urging Florida cities to stop treating their water with fluoride. Now, there has been tons of studies to the contrary that fluoride is actually helpful and has been saving people's dental conditions, improving, people's dental conditions. He instead is going against what has been previously accepted science. Dr. Ladapo now states, according to him, it's a public health malpractice with information that, quote, according to him, we now have to continue to add fluoride to water systems in Florida. Just a few days ago, there has been announcements by the city of Stuart, Florida, deciding to temporarily remove fluoride from its tap water. This week, 2 other cities follow suit. Tavares and Port St. Lucie's city official. Port St. Lucie, what's up? Y'all listening? Port St. Lucie is a part of our listening market. Port St. Lucie city officials have decided to temporarily remove fluoride from their water. But the city of Leesburg took a completely opposite approach. At the December 16th city commissioner meeting, the town officials voted to continue to use fluoride in the city's water. Y'all pay attention. Pay attention. I didn't even get to bring up last week Friday. There's so much news to cover. My Haitian brothers and sisters are facing the end of the TPS program that was in place to protect them while their country is in turmoil. As of last week, Friday, the Trump administration is throwing out protections that shield roughly 500,000 Haitians from deportation, meaning they would lose their work permits and could be eligible to be removed from the country by August. Think about this. The decision announced Thursday is part of a sweeping effort, that was last week Thursday, by the Trump administration to make good on a campaign promise to carry out mass deportation, specifically to scale back the use of temporary protective status, we know it as TPS, that designation, which was widely expanded under the Biden administration to cover about 1 million immigrants. I'm gonna pause on that, and I'm gonna use the rest of my show to talk about the fast I've been bringing up when it comes to what we can be doing. Because I used to hear that, oh, everybody, the voting doesn't matter. Every party is the same. One party is just 2 different sides of the same coin. Can you tell the difference between the parties now? For those who used to argue, oh, it's just the same people. All of them are the rich people that run the country. Can you tell the difference between Republican policy now and Democratic policy? Democrats. There's a huge difference. For those who always argue down, oh, it doesn't matter. Elections don't have consequences. Y'all wake up, please. Now it's time to see where, again, the efforts of the collective can be used in order to send a message. Since the Democrats are not in control, the Republican, I don't have enough time to get into the spending bill that was just passed by the Republican-controlled Congress. The spending bill that wants to cut, let me bring up the numbers. Roland Martin covered it at length. You can look up Roland Martin's coverage of the so-called spending bill that the United States federal government just passed yesterday. Republicans on the House side. It has to be also passed by the Senate, because what happens is the two chambers of Congress have to agree, and then it goes to the president to be signed. The amount of cuts that will be experienced by the middle class and the working class. I'm talking about cuts in services. We're talking about SNAP benefits, Medicaid, people who are ineligible now or will be if this budget is finalized, as opposed to the tax cuts that were given to the very top of our income earners in the United States. Well, we're going to feel it. I hate that people are going to feel this. The people who didn't support it and the people who did support it and the people who sat on their couch are all going to feel it. When government programs are rolled back, I'm talking about health and wellness programs. They're firing people today. I was just looking up at the monitor from the National Weather Service, the people who monitor hurricanes and earthquakes and things like this. Is this a good idea? Did we vote for this? First of all, who elected Elon Musk? Well, speaking of Elon Musk, let me get to some of the details about the fasting. I'm going to just tell you what's out there. There was a protest. I had mentioned it here. And I'm going to tell you how the economic blackout works, but I had mentioned it here, which was that at the Tesla, this is up in Fort Lauderdale, the Tesla Fort Lauderdale had protesters last Saturday. I can bring up the story. I think it was according to Yahoo News, or actually it was covered by, let me see, the Tesla protests. It happened last week and they're doing it again tomorrow. Now today is again economic blackout. So let me look up Tesla protests Fort Lauderdale just to give you accurate information. I think it said about 200 people showed up at the Tesla in Fort Lauderdale last Saturday. They had photos of people showing up at Teslas all across the country, trying to show their outrage for what's going on in so-called Doge, right? All these people who are being doged, people who are losing their jobs, federal employees who are literally essential to protecting our lives, many of them. Some being called back. Just kidding. We don't want to fire the people who are doing research on Ebola. Sorry, we killed the entire USAID. We gutted it, but we need the Ebola people. Can you guys come back to work? Sorry, our nuclear scientists that protect us from nuclear annihilation. Sorry, we didn't mean to fire you. Can you come back? All that's been going on. So there are people who are speaking through fast, abstaining from, not spending. You make the choice. Will you be participating? Today is the first day of nationwide call for fasting against spending money with any corporation. Only spend it with small business and any essentials. They're talking about don't spend money. That's the big companies. That's the fast food joints. That's the gas stations. Unless you absolutely have to. Instead, spend your money with small business owners. That's what's being called for. Now, I have some pictures here. Photos and videos show that the Tesla takedown protests have been springing up across the United States cities. This is according to yahoo.com. I saw this on yahoo.com. I was right. It was on yahoo.com. Really outraged. Over 200 gathered outside of Fort Lauderdale Tesla dealership to protest Elon Musk. There was one lady who gave her testimony. She was interviewed. She was a subcontractor for USAID. And she was let go when that agency was in fact shut down. So right now, Fort Lauderdale people, Saturday, March 1st, they're calling for it again, 1:30 to 3. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just letting you know the information. Protest Elon Musk, Saturday, March 1st. I'm reading from a flyer. It was provided by actually I got it on the Instagram of the Democratic Party of Broward, saying each and every Saturday until he is gone is what the flyer says. 1:30 to 3, Tesla, Fort Lauderdale, 2829 North Federal Highway, that Tesla, protesting peacefully against what Elon Musk is doing in the government. Now, I was talking to you about fasting, and I hope you will consider it. Those celebrating Ramadan, again, happy Ramadan. Those getting ready to go into the Lenten season, of course, we know Carnival is next week. Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, all of that before we get into the Christian observance. And again, prayers for Pope Francis, who's experiencing a sudden worsening of his respiratory condition. This is breaking news. I'm watching it on ABC News live here in the studio, saying the Vatican now reporting that Pope Francis is still in his health battle. We are going to be uplifting the pontiff. This is a very serious illness, it looks like. So the Vatican says Pope Francis is experiencing a sudden worsening of his respiratory condition. Again, if that is your faith, or if you are a person of faith, we can lift him up. But again, as we look towards the Lenten season, many of us who celebrate in the Christian faith, I do, what will you be fasting from? Like I said, I'm stopping my eggs. No, I'm considering the Daniel fast. What can you push away? Some of us need to give up the fast food. Some of us want to give up the alcohol. I'm not going to pick it for you. You have to do your own self-examination. If you got rid of something, some people, it needs to be social media. If you got rid of it, how much more time could you focus on what you're really here to do? How much more time could you focus on your family? How much more time could you meditate and go inward? Thinking about your own purpose, what God gave you the gifts to do, the impact he told you to have on those around you. We have to become strengthened in our spiritual alignment for such a time as this. So consider the fast. I'm going to go over some of the rules of what the economic fast is calling for. What to do. Some people don't maybe understand what is it, how's it work. So the blackout is today, not spending they said from 1 a.m. till midnight. The first day, what not to do. I'm reading a flyer. Do not make any purchases. Do not shop online or in store. Do not spend money on fast food, gas, or major retailers. Do not use credit cards or debit cards for non-essential spending. What to do. Only buy essential goods, food, medicine, emergency supplies. If you must spend, only spend with small businesses and local businesses. If you must spend, buy black, buy minority. That's what the flyer says. This is official. Again, there are people, you can look it up online. I'm talking about what's going on the social media trend. The social media said our first official act is to turn it off for one day. We're going to show them who really holds economic power. The 24-hour blackout will be from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. today, Friday, February 28th. What can you do to help? Talk about it, post it, spread it, document your actions today. Let your neighbors and friends know. We don't need everybody. Truthfully, Martin Luther King didn't have everybody. Majority actually were too afraid and didn't agree with him. Why does this matter? Corporations only care about the bottom line. According to the organizers, and I'm reading a flyer from Christ Missionary Baptist. Shout out to Christ Missionary Baptist. This is all the way from Tennessee. Wow. We talked about where is the black church for such a time as this. What are you doing? Not just on Sunday, but on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. I gotta stop because I'm almost out of time, y'all. According to this flyer, why this matters, corporations and banks, reading it, only care about the bottom line. If we disrupt the economy for one day, it sends a powerful message. This is our first action. This is how we make history. The blackout is today, y'all. Will you be participating? I'm not spending no money. I'm a couple lady. I come in for free. I want them. Anyway, catch me tonight. Catch the Voice of the Caribbean family tonight. I got to go, y'all. The Jimma International Music Awards tonight, February 28th. It's going to be a splendid evening. Performances, food, fellowship. The Reggae and Dancehall Fraternity will be in the building. Don't forget, there are a few tickets left. You can go to Jimma Awards or you can go to Eventbrite. That's tonight at the Chateau Mar golf resort in Lauderdale, Florida, in Inverary. So you can check us out. I'll be on the stage with TC. Once again, thank you to the supporters, everybody who showed up yesterday for the politicking event that I put on. Big success, more than 100, what I would call them family members now, came out to support me. Thank y'all. I'll be here next Thursday, Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Let's black it out.
Jam Legal provides legal services in areas of immigration, family law, Jamaican.
I gotta go get my makeup done. Bye, guys. For tonight. Bye.
24 hours a day. 600 South Andrews Avenue, Suite 406.